Welcome back to Animanga. I'm Owen, and I'll be your host for today. I want to tell you about a cute, fun, heartwarming story about the daily lives of kids in an orphanage. What's that? It's not a slice of life? It's actually a thriller? I should have watched more than just the first 10 minutes before reviewing it so I don't utterly embarrass myself on the first day at ZTV. Can we cut this? Hi, I'm Owen, and I'll be your host for today's Animanga. I want to talk to you about a 2-season anime called The Promised Neverland. At its heart, The Promised Neverland is a thriller, but rather than giving a feeling of horror through scary imagery, The Promised Neverland instead focuses on creating its atmosphere through tension and plot twists. The story centers on 3 11-year-olds, Emma, Norman, and Ray, at Grace Fieldhouse, an orphanage. These 3 are the oldest kids there, and also the only ones to get perfect scores on their tests. Emma is a fun-loving, athletic girl who cares more about the other kids in the house than she does anything else. Norman is known to be the smartest. Undefeated in tag, he's an amazing strategist. Ray is a bit more mysterious than the other kids. He's also extremely smart, but he's not as fun-loving as the other 2. At the orphanage, the kids are happy and well taken care of by their loving mother. The kids love living in the orphanage so much that Emma even tells her mom that she never wants to get adopted. She wants to stay there and eventually become a mom herself. The only rule of the orphanage is to never go near the gate. But when little Connie gets adopted, Emma and Norman have to run to the gate to return her favorite stuffed bunny she accidentally left behind. When they reach the gate, their entire lives turn upside down. The second season changes tonally, but it's hard to talk about the plot of it without spoiling the first season. While it's pretty obvious where both seasons end up, the show makes up for it with a twist along the way. It's always difficult to predict what will happen next or how it will happen. This story is kind of like a hydra. Every time one question gets answered, you have 2 new ones right after. The first season of The Promised Neverland will go down as one of my favorite anime seasons of all time. It has the perfect blend of psychological horror and mystery. However, season 2 is a bit disappointing. The tone shifts and it feels a bit rushed compared to the first season. The first season covered the first 37 chapters of the manga, and the second season then had to cover the next 140 chapters. Yeah, you heard me right, 140 chapters and 11 episodes. It accomplishes this by skipping what I've heard are very important arcs from the manga, making me think, did I accidentally skip an episode? But no, there are just time skips thrown in. And because the show has so much story left at the end, the studio decided to give us a slideshow in the last scene to show what happens next. The slideshow feels like a slap in the face to the fans by showing us what could have been if they decided to make it a longer anime. But the second season doesn't take away from how good The Promised Neverland is. But I think I'll stick to rewatching the first season. The first season of The Promised Neverland was released in 2019, based on the manga from 2016. The Promised Neverland anime was directed by Mamoru Kanbei, written by Toshiya Ono and Kayu Shirai, and animated by Cloverworks. The original manga was written by Kayu Shirai and illustrated by Posuka Demzu. There are 20 volumes in the original manga, and the anime covers all 20. There will be no season 3, but hopefully soon, The Promised Neverland will get a remake similar to 2019's Fruits Baskets, which can be more faithful to the manga than the original. What are your thoughts on The Promised Neverland? Are there any other anime or manga you want to see us review? If so, tweet us at ZTV Goofing Off with the hashtag Animanga. Until next time, I've been Owen.